So let's speak about Cantos of a Life in Exile, because that's a piece you are currently doing again, right?
Yes, yes.
I was surprised to read that you first brought up the piece in 2015, because I thought this new tour of it that you are on currently was a piece that is now coming up. So what has been the process and the relationship with it, and what people are experiencing now? How has it developed from 2015?
So 2015, I did it, and then towards the end of the year, then I got employment at my previous work, which I was there artistic director at the Joburg City Theatres for like 5 years.
Yes.
So I couldn't
Yes.
grow it the way I had intended to grow it. And then once that period came to an end, then I went and then picked it up again. But essentially, it's an autobiographical work, but it's about a person trying to find belonging. So it's about identity. It's about the struggles of being born in a different country, knowing that home is not where you are, being of a different cultural. Your father's a different culture, your mother's a different culture, and then you're navigating different countries. So at some point you're meeting people, leaving people, your relationships don't stay, and then it's like, who am I? Where is home? Because that came a lot. It's like, where is home? And home, for a lot of the time, was where my parents were, and it was never in a static place. And then you grow up, you say, I was born in Lesotho, but home is supposed to be in South Africa. Yeah. South Africa is apartheid is happening there. You only go to visit. My parents' parents are in South Africa, but and then you have an idea that's home, and then you come home when 90, and then home is like, who are you? Home is not home is not interested in all of that, and it's not the picture that you had. It's just another new place to know. So I thought it was an interesting thing to explore, that idea of finding belonging and finding home. So I grew up in exile. I was second generation exile. And then it was about trying to find one space in all of that. And so the process has been amazing. Autoethnography enables you to archive the self, to find meaning. And I found that once I tell the story, and the more I tell it, the freer one becomes. So what I'm doing now is that I'm working to do a model so that people can pick up something and go through the thing to tell their own stories as well.
So this is interesting because, this is not your first one-man show. You've done a couple of one-man shows before. Yes, but also, throughout your journey of acting on stage and on screen, you've been taking on characters. This one sounds and feels like almost taking on the character. You are facing yourself in this one. It's facing you. It's a rebirth, but also a confrontation, but also a conversation. How different is it from then? How do you prepare for going on stage with this one? Because as much as you are telling and drawing from self, and this is your story unfolding, you are today different from the guy that you are telling the story of. So you now have to, how do you get into that character versus a character on a film or, Reggie?
I think here you're recalling, the big thing that stands out as you're speaking is recalling how you feel in those moments that you're recounting. So if you can connect with that, and then I say it in present tense, just to make it alive. So it's like you're reliving the memories, and in the reliving, it goes with emotion, you unlocking trapped emotion, and then what happens is that it makes you lighter. The experience makes you lighter. With other characters, it's a lot more a mental process, because you're constructing the idea of who this person is. But with this one, you're trying to unlock emotion more, and you're confident about, because it's memory, you're not using your imagination about it more, but you're just reliving, oh, this was, and then as an adult, I was like, oh, wow, this is what I was going through. Oh, wow, and then I can reflect on that. But it's an empowering experience, and it gives one a chance, which we don't a lot give ourselves, to reflect on our lives and ourselves and the journey and looking, so.
Why now? Why now? Why is this piece important in the since 2015 when you brought it up, and now choosing to go back to it instead of Lerato, Bantu? In the meantime, you had other shows. Why choose to go specifically back to this one? Why is it so relevant to you now?
Because in South Africa, even politically, there's one story that wants to dominate. But we're diverse. And if we can get that, and it comes back to your first question about the billboard.
Yes.
Is that there are many stories, and I want people to tell their stories. We tell each other what we think we want to hear.
Yeah.
So I'm an actor, and then I must answer as an actor and give actor answers. We play roles. So what I'm trying to say is that let's park the roles. Just tell me what's going on.
And be human.
Yeah, and tell me what's really going on. And the more we have those conversations, I think the more the country will shift. And we as a people will shift. And personally, you shift. Because you're releasing that.
Yeah.
Because when I give you what I think you want to hear, I'm blocking what I truly want to say. So you walk around with a lot of stress and blocks.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So that play is about. So my story is not like, there's a thing with especially exile people. I want to tell my suffering was more than your suffering.
Yeah.
So it's not so
squander now.
Yeah, and then when I tell my story, it must be, and then I got stabbed, and so it's fantastical story. So my story is not like whoa, but it's my story, and it was important for me to tell it because whatever you think about it, it's really not about you.
Yeah.
But what it's done is that people have come to me after the show and they want to tell their stories, and they see their story in my story, and that's what's important to me.
I love that.